Alright everybody, this is going to be a very quick morning time update here. We had some unexpected activity down here in South Florida this morning. We had a tornado rip through Collier County. If we go ahead and take a look at the velocities here, it's no longer tornado warned, but if we play it a few frames back here, you'll definitely be able to see it. Let me try and find where it was at. Where's Collier County? I don't exactly remember, but not only did we have that tornado, but we also have another tornado warning here. This is for areas along Highway 1, north of Tequesta. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Hold on, I'm trying to find Collier County, Florida here so that I can show you guys this tornado. Apparently it's all the way back out to the west here. So this would this be a Key West radar site thing? I don't think it was. Hold on, I'm trying to find the tornado. Well, there's a tornado that ripped through south central Florida, right? I'm trying to find it. Let me go ahead and find the exact area here that it ripped through, and then I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we have a tornado warning right now here in southeastern Florida. This is for portions of Martin County. This is going to be in effect for the next 12 minutes. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in Minnesota. This is going to be a big severe weather outbreak that I'm going to be live for later today. I am actually expecting some pretty intense severe weather to unfold across parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin today. So we will be live probably for quite a while actually later today, but this is just again a very brief morning time update thing here on the southern Florida storms, because not only are they bringing flash flooding but also tornadoes now, and unexpected ones for sure. And you know, every now and then we got ourselves a little pocket of rotation to watch here in South Florida, and again we do have currently a tornado warning here for parts of eastern Martin County right along the coast here. So you can see in there is your rotation. If we do have a tornado, it would be located somewhere in there north of Tequesta, but I'm trying to quickly find the information for where that tornado touched down there in Collier County so that I can show you guys the radar imagery, because it was actually some pretty impressive stuff. So this was back here close to Jerome. So if I can find Jerome, then I should be able to find this. Not Idaho, Florida. Whoops. What in the world? I don't know what happened. Jerome, Florida. Aha. So it was just off to the east of this. So we'll take a look at the Miami radar and show you guys this first. Here it is. Okay, so this is where it was. This is where area of rotation was. And if you look at it, I mean, this was actually a pretty strong area of rotation for a little bit. And again, this did end up producing a tornado. If we take a look at the velocities here, it wasn't ridiculously strong, all right? It was probably a little EF0 tornado, very brief. But it did continue to rip through portions of eastern Collier County there until it eventually lifted. So that was a tornado that we had, and we still have that area of rotation, but it is very, very weak at this point. It just crossed over Interstate 75 there. But I will say we do have another area of rotation that actually may receive a tornado warning here within the next few minutes north of Interstate 75, because that actually is pretty concerning. Let's see the CC. Let's see, do we have an ongoing tornado with this? No, but if we see the CC for our tornado that we had earlier, we can see there was a pretty decent debris ball for a little bit. Again, it wasn't anything huge, but it was a decent storm there that, again, did produce a very brief and weak tornado, but a tornado nonetheless. It was probably on the ground for, about 5 to 10 minutes across parts of eastern Collier County. But again, okay, so our tornado warning now for Martin County has expired. But again, I am just going to be live here for a few more minutes. This is a very brief update here because we have got some very unexpected pockets of rotation developing all across South Florida right now. And again, in addition to that, our flash flooding threat is off the charts with these storms. I mean, we have already had so much rainfall out here in southwestern Florida, it's ridiculous. We've had some spots like Sarasota that have gotten over 10 inches of rain already, and it is still raining in Sarasota, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. So we're going to have some big-time flash flooding problems here. We already do. Yesterday, there were some horrific videos that came out of Miami of the flash flooding, and Miami is just getting more and more rain piled on. So, I mean, this is just ridiculous. Again, we were not expecting any of these storms to at all become tornadic, really. But, again, we had a tornado earlier today. Just before we started the stream, we also had a tornado warning out here for parts of Martin County. But now we have just a couple areas of rotation here that we're watching to see if they get tornado warned. I'll go ahead and briefly pull up stream chat, but again, this is just going to be a quick little update here. This is not the main focus for today. Our main focus is going to be on Minnesota and Wisconsin. Yes, the rest for today did go enhanced. Alright, so yep, those pockets of rotation are still there. I'd say the more concerning one is this one near Jesse Willie's. Just off to the west of Jesse Willie's, but then again, we also have our area of rotation here. This is to the north of Interstate 75, and there we go. We have a tornado warning now for the Jesse Willie's storm. Literally just mentioned that, and there you go. So we have a tornado warning now for portions of southern Broward County. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter now. And we've also got another spot of rotation developing too, south of Interstate 75, just off to the northwest of this. I mean, this is just incredible what we're seeing here. So again, if you're in Jesse Willie's, you need to seek shelter. This definitely reminds me of a tropical storm, tropical depression, low-end hurricane type of situation where we're getting the heavy rainfall, extremely heavy rainfall, and then we're also getting, these itty-bitty cells where if they become discreet enough, they try and produce tornadoes, and some of them succeed. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So again, if you're to the west of Jesse Willie's, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is a extremely dangerous situation here, where we have a potential tornado on the ground now, south of Interstate 75. And, again, these other areas of rotation, too, are really getting going around the Interstate 75 corridor. So, these are not the only ones, but these are the three main ones that we're watching right now. And, again, this one is the only one with a tornado warning. This is our third tornado warning of the morning here in Florida. Again, one of them actually did end up producing a tornado, the other one didn't. But you know what? We do have about 2,500 customers in Martin County without power, so it may have actually produced a tornado, because that was the county that we were watching there with the tornado warning. So we may have actually had a brief tornado here that crossed over Highway 1. That's a real possibility, actually. It looks like we had a tornado go through here, because we have about 2,500 customers without power. So, we may have had 2 tornadoes today. Holy cow. Okay, so our area of rotation here is really getting intense. The one with the tornado warning west of Jesse Willie's, that may be the first little baby sign there of a debris signature. It's hardly anything, though. That it could just be radar contamination. It very well could be, but we may have a little baby debris signature there. The thing is, we're not going to know if if a tornado touches down here, most likely, and picks up debris, because there's not a lot of stuff out here for it to pick up. I mean, southeastern Florida is pretty rural overall. If you're, west of the Miami area, in the Fort Lauderdale area. Outside of that, I mean, it is pretty empty. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we are doing an emergency broadcast here for portions of southern Florida with tornado warnings. Again, we've also got ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning in Minnesota, but that's not really our main concern right now. Again, Minnesota will be our target later today for our main live stream. We're going to see some tornadoes, some damaging winds, some large hail most likely, up across parts of northeast Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin here, back into portions of Canada. So we'll have to watch out for that for sure. But again, right now, our main concern are these surprise pop-up areas of rotation here in Florida. And again, our most intense one being located to the south of Interstate 75 near Jesse Willie's. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter. we're not going to be live for much longer. Again, this is a brief update. Unfortunately, I would stay live if I could, but unfortunately I can't. There's things going on, so. Again, this is a very brief update here on these ongoing tornado warnings in South Florida. Okay, never mind then. I guess we will be able to stay live here. So this actually will not be a brief update. We are going to be live here with you guys, so that's good. Because I do think this is a pretty serious situation here. These pop-up area rotations, whenever nobody's expecting them and they're early in the morning while people might be sleeping, it can really catch some folks off guard. I mean, they're just popping up out of nowhere here in South Florida right now. Again, mainly along the Interstate 75 corridor. But we've also got, some devious areas of rotation in, the eastern tip of Florida. Holy cow. So again, this is a very strong pocket of rotation here. We may have a tornado ongoing here. Northwest of Jesse Willies, Florida. Again, no confirmation of that, but it's a very real possibility. And our severe thunderstorm in Minnesota is continuing to produce a damaging wind and large hail threat near Cosmos. But, again, right now, our main focus needs to be on our tornado warning in South Florida here, because this is just really strong rotation unexpectedly. So again, here's your rotation here in southeast Florida right now, south central Florida, I would say. So again, for anybody just not tuning in, we are covering surprise tornado warnings here in South Florida. I really was not expecting to have to go live this early in the morning, but here we are. Luckily, it looks like all of our other pockets of rotation are dying out. Like, this one's not as impressive. This one's not as impressive. I don't know. We may have something trying to develop here close to Highway 27, though. This isn't good. So I'll have to watch this storm here. Alright. Again, guys, this is just a very strong storm here, and again, it is very reminiscent of a hurricane situation here, where we've got, random spots of rotation kind of popping up. How am I? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But yeah, we've got random spots of rotation popping up. We've got major flash flooding ongoing, and overall, it just feels like a tropical system. With those features. Now, it's not a tropical system. The differences are we don't have storm surge. We don't have, widespread destructive wind gusts. So it's not a hurricane. But some of the aspects are similar to what a hurricane would be like. Now, this system, actually, interestingly enough, may turn into a hurricane. But if it does, it will be after it leaves Florida here. And in fact, it probably won't be a hurricane. It'll probably be a tropical storm, or maybe even just a tropical depression, if it develops at all. The National Hurricane Center gives us about a 20% chance of formation, meaning there's a 20% chance that it turns into a storm with tropical depression strength or greater. So it's nothing insane, but again, the tornado warnings are the problem here, as well as the flooding, obviously. The flooding is awful down here. Okay, we have got ourselves a very strong pocket of rotation, guys. I mean, every velocity update, this is just getting stronger and stronger. Even if we don't have an ongoing tornado, we have wind gusts up to 90 miles per hour, about half a degree into the atmosphere here, so this is a very dangerous situation. Yep, and now we got these other little spin-up areas of rotation trying to pop up. Like this one, like I was saying, it's getting stronger. This is going to try and do it. This is going to try and do it. All these areas of rotation are very dangerous right now for the folks down here in South Florida. So, if you're down here, you got to pay attention to this. You guys need to be, watching the weather pretty closely down here all across South Florida this morning and into the afternoon. So, stay tuned into the streams. Listen to the local officials, and just stay weather aware out here as these extremely dangerous storms keep trying to pop up. And again, some of them are producing tornadoes. Not all of them, but some of them. So every time we get even just the littlest area of rotation to develop, we gotta watch it. There's definitely a lot of tropical moisture out here, which is gonna act as kind of storm fuel for these little areas of rotation. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we are covering surprise tornado warnings in South Florida. Right now, the only tornado warning we have is for this area of rotation south of Interstate 75, but we also got one up here, we got one up here, and even one up here, all along the Highway 27 corridor up towards areas like West Palm Beach. Again, we've had at least one confirmed tornado, maybe two, because again, Martin County has a suspicious number of customers without power right now. And that was the county where we had the tornado warning, so it's very possible we had a brief tornado there. But again, our main focus right now is on this storm northwest of Jesse Willys, Florida. Still no debris signature, no confirmation that this is on the ground, but it could be. So again, you need to seek shelter. If you are in Central Broward County. I would call this more southwestern Broward County, though. So, the problem with this is, we've got, this is a big county. Now, some counties have a county-based warning system. Count how many times I said county, but some of them have a county-based warning system where even if there's a tornado warning for a certain portion of the county, all the sirens will go off. And the problem with that is Fort Lauderdale is in the same county, so we gotta hope that this county does not operate that way, and hopefully they're not sounding the sirens in Fort Lauderdale, because there's really no danger at all right now in Fort Lauderdale. It's just a little rain shower rolling through, but again, the problem is off to the west of Fort Lauderdale, out in portions of rural Broward County here. So, again, just a little problem there with the county-based warning system that a lot of states have in play. Actually, I think it's on a county level where they decide whether or not they do that, but I really think the whole county-based warning system, we should get rid of it, and we should switch to a town-based warning system where if your town's in the warning, then the sirens will go off, but if it's not, then they won't. But anyway, back on topic here. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we have a very dangerous storm here northwest of Jesse Willys, Florida, that does have a tornado warning associated with it here. We are here for some early morning tornado warning coverage here in South Florida, and then also just a brief look at our storms up here in Minnesota. We do currently have about 300 customers in Chippewa County, Minnesota. Chippewa, however you pronounce that. So alright, so it looks like our area of rotation here has luckily kind of been killed over the past velocity scan. It looks like it was on a little bit of a downward trend, and it seems like it is. So now our main focus needs to be this strengthening area of rotation near Westlake. This is heading up towards Westlake, Florida. It's about to cross over Highway 98. Let's look at the terminal radar here. Doesn't show anything, really. I need to, they really need to get some more radar sites out here in South Florida. There's just no good way to look at this storm up here. What if we look like this? So yeah, there's definitely rotation up here south of Highway 98 that we need to watch. Also, our rotation along Highway 27 is kind of intensifying, I would say. Pretty dramatically, actually. Jeez Louise, dude. Again, this is ongoing tornado warning coverage for South Florida. This was meant to be a little brief update here, but it's looking like we're going to be here for a little while. So, we'll stick with y'all until the coast is clear here. Literally, until they move off the coast. But no, I mean, again, right now, pretty much the southern tip of Florida, Port St. Lucie southward, you need to be on high alert. You got storms all across South Florida. Some of them are becoming tornadic unexpectedly. And it's something to watch. It is. We've had at least 1 or 2 tornadoes this morning across South Florida. I will say it looks like Martin County's has no customer outages now, so that may have honestly just been a glitch. We may not have had a tornado in Martin County. But again, we did have the confirmed tornado just before we started the stream in Collier County. And, again, now we're tracking a few areas of rotation here. It looks like we got another one trying to get going along Interstate 75. Again, there's like 5 different areas of rotation right now. Any one of these could strengthen up and produce a brief tornado. This isn't really a situation where we're going to be seeing strong tornadoes, but every tornado is a dangerous tornado. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's, the super strong one. So honestly, at this point, I would just say if you're in the southern tip of Florida, you should probably be indoors and prepared to take shelter if necessary. So, yeah, our area of rotation south of Interstate 75 that is tornado warning is becoming more broad. They're keeping the tornado warning for the next 6 minutes, though. They just condensed it, but it is still in effect for portions of southwestern Broward County. Actually, more like west central Broward County at this point. And, again, we're watching all of our other areas of rotation, too. Dude, this one is just right at the point where we can't see it. It's right in the no data zone for the radar site here. So this is going to be a big problem because we may have a big-time area of rotation over Highway 98, but we're not too sure right now. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning ongoing for west central Broward County in southern Florida. 4 areas to the north of Jesse Willys. This is a rotating thunderstorm here capable of producing a tornado at any minute. So if you're in this area, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. Luckily, the rotation is broadening up quite a substantial amount, but it still looks like there's some sort of signature there. And again, this area rotation in the northwest of it's trying to pick up a little bit. I think we're probably going to see more intensification of that as it heads northeastward. It's currently over Interstate 75, most likely. I will say, we're going to see quite a few water spouts out of these storms. Whether we see more tornadoes or not, water spouts are going to be a big-time threat with all these. Alright. Like, we probably have a water spout ongoing out here east of the keyhole. And we may have some other ones here up closer towards Port St. Lucie and West Palm Beach. As we've got some rotation up here, and it doesn't take much rotation to have a water spout. Not like it does a tornado. So, we gotta watch it. Again, I'm sure all the beaches out here are closed down right now. on the east coast of Florida from Cape Canaveral southward, most likely. So, hopefully we don't have anybody traveling overseas out there. That's obviously a really dangerous situation. Looks like we got another area rotation trying to pop up here. North of Interstate 75, in between Ave Maria and Jesse Willys. So again, our area of rotation up here closer to West Palm Beach is just right in the no data radar zone, of course. Just barely. So it's really annoying. We can't really look at that storm that well. Our severe warning has not been here in Minnesota for a while, but we do have a couple special weather statements. I really don't think the severe threat's going to pick up, though, in Minnesota and Wisconsin until later into this afternoon and this evening, where we are going to see some damaging winds, some large hail, and some tornadoes, most likely. Again, we have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms today. Hello, Gooseman. But yeah, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather today. This is going to be an all hazards in play day where we are talking about damaging winds, potentially. Here, let me go ahead and pull up the Storm Prediction Center's words. Damaging wind gusts potentially up to 65 miles per hour, hail potentially up to large apple size, and potentially a few tornadoes as well. By the way, we do have a new mesoscale discussion now for South Florida, and we have a new tornado warning. So we have an extension for our tornado warning in Broward County, actually. So they are extending that. So now Interstate 75 here, a very small section of Interstate 75, needs to be taking cover here west of Andytown, north of Jesse Willys. This is a very dangerous storm here. Very surprised they kept that tornado warning, as this area rotation looks like it's dying out to me, but better to be safe than sorry. So if you're out here, you need to take shelter. But yeah, we do have a new mesoscale discussion for South Florida. There's a 20% chance of either a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch being issued for portions of South Florida between now and 1:15 p.m. Better to be safe than sorry. So if you're out here, I always forget to mute myself. But yeah, between now and 1:15 p.m. Eastern, 20% chance of a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch being issued. Brief tornadoes and isolated damage and gusts possible for the next several hours. The best area for brief tornadoes, though, is going to be along the southern tip of Florida. Those are official words from the Storm Prediction Center, and wow, okay, our area of rotation has really spiked back up here. It's a good thing they extended that tornado warning. Yeah, I did not expect any tornado warnings in Florida either today. Definitely not any tornadoes, but we've had a few already. But yeah, this area of rotation has really surged back up over the past couple of scans here. Again, we were talking about very strong velocities. We were talking about gate-to-gate shear here, over 100 miles per hour with this specific supercell. So, again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter right now. Again, this is for parts of Interstate 75 there, Alligator Alley. For central Broward County now, west central Broward County. And if this continues, it will eventually make it towards the Highway 27 corridor, towards the Water Conservation Area 2A. Looks like we've got a massive prison out here. South of Brown's Farm. But yeah, the good news is that, again, this is incredibly rural areas here in South Florida that we're talking about, these areas of rotation surging up in. But again, the one for Martin County earlier scared me, because whenever we get further east here, we're actually talking about places where people live, and in fact, they're very populated areas. From, Palm Bay all the way back down to Miami. In fact, the entirety of the Florida East Coast is extremely populated. So, if these cells manage to travel far enough eastward, we're going to have ourselves a very dangerous situation for the east coast of Florida. Yeah, hopefully everybody's okay. Again, we've only had one confirmed tornado so far. And that was for portions of Collier County, where we had a brief tornado touchdown. It was weak, but it was a tornado nonetheless. So hopefully everybody's okay. Hopefully everybody took shelter there, took the warning. Again, now I'm watching this area of rotation here along Interstate 75 now, likely just now crossing it. No debris signature yet, so that's a good sign. No confirmed tornado here, but it's close. It's really close. This is like as close as you get to having a tornado without actually having one. Wow. So, again, I mean, this is a very strong storm here. And this tornado also could be rain wrapped, so don't go outside and try to look for this thing. Just go to your safe spot if you're in this warning. Again, interior room, lowest floor of the building. I just realized, I just looked this up. The population of this warning box is literally 0. There are literally 0 people that live out here. Well, that's interesting. So, I guess I've been talking to nobody this entire time. There are literally 0 people in this warning polygon. That's insane. There were also 0 people in the last one, dude. That's crazy. But again, the warning we had earlier on the East Coast was a real problem, because we had 50,000 people included in that one. But luckily, even in the tornado earlier that we had, there were only about 21 people in the path of it. Yeah, 0 population tornado warnings are rare. Extremely rare. And whenever we do get them, they are usually either in South Florida or in Western Texas. And again, this time around it's South Florida, but... Alright. So, I know we got a lot of viewers just now tuning in. We have some ongoing thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes in southern Florida right now. We're watching a storm specifically along Interstate 75 here very closely, as it has a very real potential to produce a tornado as it crosses over the interstate here, Alligator Alley, along the I-75 canal. Yeah, it is a good thing that it's rural. And it looks like we've got even another area of rotation trying to develop here. And this one's going to be really problematic, guys, because this is really close to the east coast of Florida. Man, it's trying. This supercell's really trying. And again, there could be a tornado. We just won't know, because there's literally nothing out here for the tornado to pick up. New follower here? Thank you, Michael. But yeah, again, right now, our tornado warning is located along Interstate 75 here in south central Florida. And we've got ourselves a few more areas of rotation here trying to spin up. Again, we got this one east of Highway 27. We got this one along Highway 98. We got another one closer to Delray Beach. But again, the good news is that, for the most part, this region is really unpopulated. There's not much out here at all. But again, one of the bigger problems with this complex of storms here is going to be the extremely heavy rainfall, where we're going to see some spots in west central Florida, actually, with over 10 inches of rain, like Sarasota. I know we had a viewer in Sarasota yesterday where he kept reporting there were streets flooded and stuff. So, I mean, if you're down here in South Florida, I appreciate any reports that you have. Also, make sure that you're sending them into the National Weather Service. So, Again, there's your rotation. Heading northeast across portions of western Broward County. And again, later today, our focus is going to switch over here to the Midwest, where Minnesota and Wisconsin are going to be under the gun for significant severe weather. All hazards in play. Hail up to large apple size, damaging winds up to 65 miles per hour, and a few tornadoes are all likely. So, again, right now we're watching some of our spots here in southern Florida for potential tornadoes trying to develop. And we definitely have something here. Whether it just be a really strong rotation or tornado, we don't know. But north of Interstate 75 now in south central Florida is where that's located. Again, it's kind of weakening. It's not quite as impressive, but it did that earlier, and then it recycled back up. It resurged, so we'll just have to watch it and see what happens with it. But again, I think at this point our main focus needs to be on southeast Florida. See, there you go. There's your customers again in Martin County without power. It disappeared for a little bit, but it's back. So I don't know. We may have had a brief tornado, but it's not confirmed. Again, our only confirmed tornado so far from today is the one from Collier County. So, we'll go ahead and double box here. Why not? In fact, you know what? Let's go all out. Let's go crazy. Let's quad box. Whoops. What the heck? What did I even do? How did I go over to satellite? Oh gosh. I'm crashing everything right now. Okay, we need to get out of this. What have I done? What did I do? I really thought I crashed everything there for a second. I don't know what happened. That was so weird. I don't know what that was. Okay. Well, there we go. We fixed it. So this is what I meant to do. Is quad box here. So lots of spin in the atmosphere, at least for Wisconsin and Minnesota. Yeah. I don't know. I think the tornado threat is going to be on the lower side of things, but I do think that we'll see one or two, probably. Alright, we'll have to see where our velocity couplet is on this next scan, because that may be some sort of baby debris signature. That may be like a stick or something that got picked up out there. I don't know. It's unlikely, though. But again, if you're just not tuning in, we are covering severe weather across South Florida this morning. That definitely could be something. I know it's a little bit to southwest, but that's because the scan came in earlier. We may have a tornado on the ground here, guys, in western Broward County. So again, if you're in this area, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. Again, we have a tornado warning in effect for the I-75 corridor in western Broward County. But, I mean, it's not confirmed. There's no way that this can confirm a tornado. It's a really, really light debris signature, but it's something. If we start seeing like some greens and blues and yellows pop in there, then that'll be a real confirmation that there's a tornado. Because what we're actually looking at here is the debris being lofted into the atmosphere by the tornado. So what's happening is the radar goes out. It observes what's around it. All right, all this rain in this case. All right, the tornado warning has been removed, so this is an all clear for Broward County. But what it's doing is it's viewing all the rain around it, and then if it notices something in the atmosphere, we have a new tornado warning. Where is that? It's doing the thing where it disappears, and it's going to reappear in a second, but it sees the rain around it, right? And it gives us these brown and purplish colors. Well, if it notices something off, all right, then it will shoot out a different color. Now, what that'll usually indicate to us is that, there's either hail falling out of this storm that's very dense, or we have debris being picked up by a tornado. And when we have a debris signature right on top of a velocity couplet, that's how we confirm our tornadoes. But anyway, our new tornado warning is for northeastern Palm Beach County. As soon as one got removed, we get another one issued. This does not, I repeat, this does not include Palm Beach, but it does include Royal Palm Beach and Wellington. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. And this is going to be a tricky one. We talked about this area earlier, how there's not great radar coverage out here, so we're not really going to be able to see a debris signature or a super clear velocity couplet very easily. So again, this is going to be heading towards Royal Palm Beach over the next several minutes, so if you're in this area, please take shelter immediately. This is an area where people actually live in. Yeah, we got about 170,000 people included in this tornado warning. Holy crap. So, yeah, we gotta watch this here. This is a new tornado warning along the east coast of Florida here. And the National Weather Service in Miami has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Palm Beach County and southeastern Florida until noon Eastern Daylight Time. At 11:26 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Lyon County Safari Park or near Wellington, moving east at 10 miles per hour. Very dangerous storm there, and again, you need to be taking shelter if you're out there. And again, we got our other pockets of rotation too to watch for sure. I want to look at this one. We got a new area of rotation here, almost tracking in the exact same spot where we had our other rotation that got tornado warned. West of Jesse Willie's, new area of rotation there. Not that new, but it's getting stronger. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we've got inflow there. Very clear inflow going into this storm. So that's kind of creating a hook feature here. So if we have a tornado, it would be located right in there. It would be right in here, where that blue circle is that I just made. So again, I don't think there's an imminent tornado threat here with this storm in northeastern Palm Beach County, but I think the reason they went ahead and tornado warned it is because there's not really great radar coverage out here, and we're picking up on some sort of velocity boost. So, it's like, why not put a tornado warning on it? So again, if you're in that area, you can be taking shelter in West Lake, Loxahatchee Groves, Golden Lakes, Royal Palm Beach, Wellington, and other areas along Highway 98 west of West Palm Beach. West of West. And if we do get a tornado out of this, it will be rain wrapped, so don't go outside and try to look for this thing. You can see our area rotation is shielded by the heaviest spot of rain in this entire storm, of course. So you're not going to be able to see this tornado unless you're inside of it, pretty much. So again, I would be watching this now northwest of Jesse Willie's. This is really getting its act together. How do you get the alarm sound when a tornado warning pops up? So what you want to do is go into the settings here and then go under outlooks and monitoring where you have the little triangle with the exclamation mark. See where it says tornado warning? You're going to want to click on the settings next to it, the little gears there. And then for sound, you can either choose alarm, which is this. No, that's not right. The alarm sound's the other one. What is chime? I don't know. For some reason, they're both saying, making the same noise, but alarm is the sound that I have on whenever there's a new tornado warning. So you can choose that one, or you can choose chime, which is the bam, bam, bam. And then you can also do that for all the other alerts too, not just tornado warnings. I have chime on for severe thunderstorm warnings, and then I have alarm on for tornado warnings. So that I know what's being issued whenever we hear that, with those sounds, you know. So, again, I'd be watching this new area of rotation here. I don't like the look of this. This is a nasty one, with a very clear area of inflow. We do have a tornado that would be located right in here. We don't have a debris signature yet, so that's a good sign, but I think it's only a matter of time, unfortunately. Yeah, no problem. Before we get something here. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are covering tornado warnings across South Florida this morning. Unexpected ones. We did not even have a marginal risk of severe weather for this area, according to the Storm Prediction Center. But we're getting tornadoes left, right, and center. I shouldn't say that. We've only had one so far, but I have a feeling we're going to see one more before this event is entirely over. So. Okay. So. Again, if we have a tornado, it'd be right in here. See what the velocity couple looks like now. See if it's more impressive or less impressive. Again, we still have our tornado warning for Palm County. Where was our area that we were watching? Was this one? So this rotation's kind of dying out. But we still have our tornado warning, as I was saying, for Palm Beach County, not Palm County, in southeast Florida. Let's go back up here to our Minnesota storm that has a special weather statement associated with it here. For the Hutchinson area, this is for the threats of 40-mile-per-hour gusty winds and hail up to nickel size. So if you're in that area, you should be indoors, obviously. But again, our main focus right now, and our main focus it's been South Florida all morning. Let's be real here. Yep, this was pretty unexpected for sure. But I think a lot of it is actually just all the moisture we have out here helping these storms. Like if we turn on the detailed display, look at this. We've got almost 100% humidity out here in some spots, guys. I mean, whenever you have dew points into the high 70s, I mean, that is just low 80s even in some spots. I mean, that is just infinite fuel for these storms. By the way, very strong water spout. We likely have a tornadic water spout out here, southeast of Kendall. The difference between a normal water spout and a tornadic water spout is tornadic water spouts, they are usually much stronger because they have the same level of rotation that an actual tornado does. And if a tornadic water spout were to sweep onto land, then it would be a real tornado. But if a water spout went onto land, it would not do so well. But yeah, very strong area rotation here. Very strong water spout. Alright, so again, continue to watch all of our little areas of span out here in the atmosphere across South Florida, of course. I will say a lot of them are kind of dying out, and we're not really seeing any new areas of rotation, so that's a good sign. I do want to stick with this for a little longer. Yeah, I saw he had a strong water spout yesterday. He sent me a picture of it. Hey, yeah, guys, look at this. It's 32 degrees in South Florida. That's accurate. Hello, Mr. Storm. So again, if you're just now tuning in, I know we got a lot of viewers just now tuning in. This has actually been a pretty active stream. We are chilling here with some tornado warnings in Florida. Yeah, I mean, the reason we don't have a marginal or slight risk for Florida is because the general severe threat actually is really low with these storms. We have not had any severe thunderstorm warnings yet. The only thing that's really here is the tornado threat and the flash flooding. And we're watching several little areas of spin here in South Florida to try to develop a possible tornado here. So again, we've been live for about an hour now. I can't even imagine how long we're going to be live for later today for our Midwest event. If we're live for an hour for a general thunderstorm risk in Florida. But I mean, whenever conditions warrant, we're here. I don't know why they all went over to reflectivity. They don't want 4 boxes of reflectivity. No, thank you. Yeah, this is all due to Invest 90L. Yeah, we've kind of been talking about this. The first Invest of Atlantic hurricane season is here, and it is going to try to turn into some sort of tropical cyclone after it leaves Florida here. So, I mean, it's very similar to a tropical storm, what we're seeing here, with all these tornadoes and, you know, all this extremely heavy rainfall. But yeah, I mean, as early as tomorrow morning, we could be talking about a potential tropical depression on our hands off the coast of the Carolinas. So. Yes, there is a slight risk of severe weather for Monday, which is not a good sign. It is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we just cannot get a break. I mean, they're issuing day 6 slight risks. It's enhanced risk after enhanced risk. Tornado emergency after tornado emergency. We even had a high risk this year. We've already had more EF4s than last year in its entirety. We get any tornadoes in Minnesota today? Possibly. We have a potential tornado threat up here in northeast Minnesota. I guess while we're in a calmer period of weather, other than that one tornado warning, we can just kind of look at the future track for today. So this is the HRRR. This is what a lot of people consider to be the more reliable model out of the HRRR and the NAM. I would disagree with that, but we'll take a look at the NAM after this. So by 4 p.m., look at this. We got these discrete supercells. I mean, nasty storms up here, guys, in far northern sections of Minnesota, right along the U.S.-Canada border there. Very dangerous storms, and because they're so discrete, in the 4 to 5 p.m. time frame, we're going to have a very real chance of a tornado in northern Minnesota. Now, this continues. I mean, it is just ridiculous. By 6 p.m., we've got more and more of these discrete cells popping up, and now we have a severe warning in South Dakota. We'll talk about that in a minute, but, I mean, more and more discrete cells pop up. By 6 p.m., we're going to have ourselves a big-time tornado threat for parts of Minnesota here. Now, 7, 8 p.m., that's going to continue. I think the tornado threat goes down, but the damage and wind and very large hail threat definitely increases. Look at this. The HRRR does not do this very often, but they're predicting a 73 dBz storm in Minnesota. You're in Brooklyn Park. Oh, so that's in the Minneapolis area. So Minneapolis, I mean, you're going to have a storm threat. I'm not too sure about a tornado threat, but you're definitely going to have a chance for some damaging winds and large hail later tonight. But even already this morning, you've got storms in the Minneapolis region. You got this storm here near Hutchinson producing some 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. So anyway, our new severe warning in South Dakota. This is for areas along Highway 81 near Menno for the threat of some quarter-sized hail. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors. Hello, Sam. Let's look at northwest Iowa here. Whoops. Look at this. Look how windy it is. Getting some 20-mile-per-hour winds there. Or 20-mile-per-hour gusts, anyway. Maybe you'll get a tornado. I don't know. I think the threat's low overall. But, let's see. What does the SPC say? The SPC has you in the 2% risk. So you have a 2% chance to see a tornado today. So we still have that tornado warning for Westlake, Florida. But, I mean, at this point, it's broad rotation at best. It's pretty weak, actually, too. Like I said earlier, I think a lot of our Floridian storms here are losing some steam. We'll have to watch some of these. These little areas of rotation are really trying to spin up. But yeah, I mean, we're already getting severe storms in South Dakota. Now we have a special weather statement for St. Peter, Minnesota. 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail are going to be possible with this storm. It has the intensification possible tag, so this may even turn severe, potentially. And, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. These damaging winds are going to be very intense with this, even like a little bit of a bow echo line of storms here, extending from Springfield back up to Glencoe. So, we do now have a new flash flood warning. 4 parts of Interstate 75. This is for our storm here that has just dumped rain here. It even got tornado warning. Look at this. This might be the most insane rainfall amount that I've ever seen. 4 to 6 inches of rain in a single hour. That is ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Ever seen them have so much confidence in that much rain in an hour. I mean, that is enough to cause life-threatening flash flooding, for sure. possibly even catastrophic flash flooding, depending on how long it lasts. 4 to 6 inches of rain in an hour? Are you kidding me? Holy cow, dude. By the way, we do not have a wind damage report. Whoops, sorry about that. We do not have a wind damage report out of Broward County. As of 2 hours and 17 minutes ago, tree downed at Northwest 59th Avenue and Buchanan Street, along with a house, driveway, carport damage. Yeah, it's on a busy interstate, too. Interstate 75 here. I mean, it goes pretty much all across Florida here. I don't know, does Interstate 75 go out of Florida? Surely it does. Yeah, it goes into Georgia. Back up through Chattanooga here, it looks like. And actually, no, it even continues further than that. It goes pretty far. Goes into Tennessee, Kentucky, back up into Ohio here. That's actually a pretty huge interstate. Better change my title? Why would I change my title? Your stream yesterday did not go well? I'm sorry to hear that. So again, I mean, this is super weak rotation at this point, but we may have something over Westlake or Loxahatchee Groves in Florida here. So if you're in this area, you should be taking shelter. Look at this. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Hazard. Tornado! In all caps. Then a period. If a tornado or severe weather is spotted, report it to the National Weather Service or your local nearest law enforcement agency who will send your report. You can also share your report with NWS Miami on Facebook and Twitter. This act may save lives of others in the path of dangerous weather. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really seeing anything that impressive anymore, rotation-wise, come out of these Florida storms, which is good. So that may be a sign of us ending off our stream soon here, because our main focus with this is meant to be the tornado coverage here in South Florida, and nothing really piquing my interest, so... Let's look at the terminal radar here. What kind of rotation do we have? Not much, but it never really was showing that much on the terminal radar. We have something here near Westlake. That's why they're keeping the warning here, most likely. So, alright. Yes, very impressive storms indeed. Look at this. Got a big-time hailstorm here, southeast of Minnow, South Dakota here. having rain later. Apparently there's a water spout in Houston this morning. That was only 21 minutes ago. Water spout spotted off salt water, I cannot speak, on saltwater recon webcam just off of the coast of Jamaica Beach. That may still be on the, I was going to say on the ground, but it would be on the water. It may still be on the water here. It's possible. Again, there's your rotation. That was 21 minutes ago, but NWS says that 7 inches of rain fell in a 3-hour span in Sarasota, Florida, specifically south of Sarasota. Wow. That's crazy. So we still have a tornado warning here for Westlake and Loxahatchee Groves, Florida. Yeah, Florida is getting hit very hard with rain right now. Cannot believe that 4 to 6 inches of rain in 1 hour. That's insane. That is actually insanity. I don't even want to look at this map. Holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness. Dude, it's maxing out. It's breaking. It's breaking the scale. Look at this. That light green, it's not showing anything because the rain is so heavy it is literally breaking the scale. These are the 1 hour rainfall totals. Look at this. Again, some of these spots are literally getting over 4 inches of rain in an hour. I have never seen a 1 hour precip map look this insane. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, it really should be a PDS flash flood warning. I think the reason it's not, though, is because it's just a brief period of flooding. It's not going to be raining for a ton of time. It's just going to be the 1 hour precip. So. You're under a child abduction emergency? That's an Amber Alert. Yeah, it looks like they just issued an Amber Alert for southern Texas. Mainly for somebody that went missing in the San Antonio area. How fast is that storm moving? It depends on which storm we're talking about. I will say, our tornado warning, I keep saying tornadoes so fast. Our tornado warning has now been removed. So all we're left with is a severe thunderstorm warning here in South Dakota and a couple of special weather statements in Minnesota. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do rather, is end off here. I am going to take a little break. I'm going to eat some lunch and possibly come back after lunch, but I think it'll be quite a bit after lunch. I don't think I'm going to come back right after I eat. Because right now we're in the calm period. We just got done with our Florida storms, and we've got a couple hours before our Midwest storms. So we're going to end off the stream. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.